Which one defines your energy? Imagine a quiet evening at home with a close friend, deep in conversation. That's the social introvert's ideal. Unlike popular misconceptions, social introverts aren't necessarily shy or antisocial. They simply derive their energy from meaningful, one-on-one connections or small, familiar groups. Large parties, networking events, or crowded public spaces quickly deplete their energy reserves, making them feel overstimulated and drained. They might attend these events out of obligation, but you'll often find them gravitating towards a quiet corner or making an early exit. For example, at a big wedding, a social introvert would rather have a heartfelt chat with a couple of relatives than dance on the packed floor all night. They don't prefer this because of shyness. They do it to optimize their social battery for quality over quantity, building deeper, more authentic bonds. Understanding this helps them create environments where they truly thrive, rather than constantly feeling overwhelmed. The thinking introvert lives largely inside their own head, constantly exploring ideas, theories, and hypothetical scenarios. Their inner world is a vibrant, intricate space where creativity flourishes, and they dissect problems from every angle. This isn't about social anxiety. It's about a profound joy in solitude and mental exploration. You'll often find them daydreaming, lost in thought even amidst activity, or deeply engrossed in a complex book or a philosophical discussion. They might spend hours pondering a new concept or envisioning a future project, finding immense satisfaction in these mental exercises. For example, an artist might spend weeks planning a painting in their mind before ever touching a canvas, or a writer might build entire fictional worlds internally before typing a single word. This deep reflective tendency fuels their insights and often makes them incredibly innovative and insightful problem solvers, offering unique viewpoints on any challenge. The anxious introvert faces a challenging internal conflict, a genuine desire for connection coupled with an overwhelming fear of social situations. Unlike other introverts who simply prefer solitude, the anxious introvert often feels intense self-consciousness, worries about saying the wrong thing, or concerns over how others perceive them. This isn't about energy levels. It's about debilitating anxiety that prevents them from engaging. They might spend hours rehearsing conversations in their head or avoiding social events altogether, only to feel lonely afterwards. For instance, they might desperately want to join a book club but find themselves paralyzed by the thought of introducing themselves or participating in discussions, fearing rejection or awkwardness. This type often struggles with self-esteem in social contexts, missing opportunities for connection despite their yearning for it. Recognizing this distinction helps them find strategies that address the underlying anxiety, rather than just labeling them as shy. The restrained introvert approaches new situations with caution and deliberation, much like a meticulous observer. They don't jump into conversations or new activities immediately. Instead, they prefer to hang back, assess the dynamics, and understand the environment before offering their input. This isn't shyness or anxiety, but a natural processing style. They need time to collect information and feel comfortable. You might see them quietly observing a new team meeting, absorbing details, or lingering at the edge of a new social gathering, watching interactions unfold. For example, when starting a new job, a restrained introvert won't immediately volunteer for projects or dominate discussions. They'll first spend weeks understanding team roles, company culture, and individual personalities before confidently stepping forward. This deliberate approach often makes their contributions thoughtful and their actions well considered, making them highly reliable and insightful once they feel ready to engage. They value preparedness and clarity. Picture the life of the party, the person who effortlessly strikes up conversations with strangers and seems to know everyone. That's the social extrovert. These individuals are fundamentally energized by human connection and thrive in dynamic social environments. They genuinely enjoy being the center of attention, participating in large groups, and bouncing ideas off others. For a social extrovert, solitude can feel draining, making them feel bored or restless. They proactively seek out social gatherings, club meetings, or community events, finding joy in the constant exchange of energy and ideas. For example, a social extrovert might organize weekly dinner parties, volunteer for public-facing roles, or be the first to suggest a group outing, actively creating opportunities for interaction. Their enthusiasm is often infectious, making them natural leaders and networkers who effortlessly build wide circles of friends and acquaintances, fueled by the sheer joy of shared experiences and lively engagement. The action extrovert isn't just about people. They're driven by experience and doing. These individuals find their energy and excitement in engaging with the world through physical activity, trying new things, and constantly seeking novel stimuli. While they might enjoy social interaction, it's often linked to an activity: hiking with friends, joining a sports team, or traveling to new places. Sitting still for too long can feel stifling. They're often the first to suggest an adventurous trip, a new hobby, or a spontaneous outing, finding immense satisfaction in the thrill of exploration and dynamic engagement. For example, an action extrovert might find their greatest joy in rock climbing, exploring a bustling new city, or mastering a challenging new skill, drawing energy directly from these sensory-rich interactions. This type thrives on constant movement and external engagement, embodying a zest for life that translates into a proactive, hands-on approach to daily living, always seeking the next tangible adventure. The ambivert sits comfortably in the middle of the spectrum, possessing a flexible blend of introverted and extroverted qualities. They don't strictly lean one way. Instead, their social needs and energy levels fluctuate based on the context, people, and their internal state. Ambiverts can thrive in social settings, enjoying the buzz of a crowd, but they also appreciate and seek out periods of solitude to recharge. They are often excellent communicators because they understand both the need for deep listening and the value of active participation. For example, an ambivert might enthusiastically lead a presentation at work, engaging with a large audience, but then retreat to a quiet office for the rest of the afternoon to focus on solo tasks. Their adaptability makes them incredibly versatile in various environments, allowing them to connect with a wider range of people and situations without feeling consistently drained or understimulated. They intuitively know when to push and when to pull back, balancing their internal energy with external demands. While similar to an ambivert, the omnivert's shift between introverted and extroverted modes is often more deliberate and conscious. They don't just naturally adapt. They choose to embody a particular style based on what a situation demands or what their personal goals require. An omnivert can be intensely social when it serves a purpose, for networking, a performance, or leading a team, and then intentionally withdraw to recharge or focus. They have often cultivated this as a skill, allowing them to exert control over their energy output. For example, a performer might be incredibly outgoing and charismatic on stage, captivating thousands, but then immediately retreat to absolute quiet backstage, needing to completely disconnect. They might be introverted by nature but have learned to activate their extroverted side, or vice versa, making them highly effective in diverse roles. This intentionality, often a distinct on and off switch, differentiates them from the more fluid ambivert. For the sensory introvert, the world can often feel like an assault on their senses. They possess a heightened sensitivity to external stimuli, loud noises, bright lights, strong smells, crowded spaces, or even coarse textures can quickly become overwhelming and draining. This isn't about social interaction specifically, but about the sheer intensity of sensory input. They process information deeply, meaning even subtle environmental cues amplify, which causes rapid overstimulation. For example, a sensory introvert might find a bustling shopping mall or a lively concert to be physically exhausting, not just socially. They often seek out calm, quiet environments to protect their nervous system and recharge, preferring soft lighting and subdued sounds. This heightened awareness can also make them incredibly perceptive and appreciative of beauty in subtle details, but it necessitates careful management of their environment to prevent burnout. Understanding this allows them to create personal sanctuaries and navigate the world more effectively. The quiet extrovert is an intriguing paradox. Someone who draws energy from social interaction but doesn't necessarily seek the spotlight or loud, bustling environments. They need people, but their engagement style is typically more measured, observant, and less overtly demonstrative than a classic social extrovert. They enjoy being around others, listening, and participating in smaller, more intimate group conversations, rather than dominating them. For example, a quiet extrovert might prefer a lively dinner party with good conversation over a massive, thumping club. They thrive on connection and shared presence, but their energy doesn't manifest as boisterous enthusiasm. Instead, it's a calm, steady engagement. They might be the supportive friend who always shows up, a great listener, or the thoughtful contributor in a group project, quietly absorbing and reflecting energy from others without needing to be the loudest voice. Active presence and genuine connection meet their social needs, not necessarily performative interaction. This type is genuinely an extrovert at heart. They love social engagement, thrive on external stimulation, and genuinely enjoy being around people. However, they possess an introverted tendency that demands significant alone time to truly recharge and process. Unlike other extroverts who might feel drained by solitude, the introverted extrovert recognizes that extended social interaction, even if enjoyable, eventually depletes their battery. They need to intentionally carve out quiet periods to reflect, rest, and consolidate their experiences before re-engaging socially. For example, someone might be the life of the office, constantly collaborating and networking, but then spend their entire weekend in quiet contemplation or a solo hobby, feeling a deep need to decompress. They get genuine joy from social activity but learn to manage their limits, understanding that their capacity for social interaction, though high, isn't infinite without intentional rest periods. The extroverted introvert is an introvert who has honed the skill of acting extroverted when circumstances call for it. They are perfectly capable of being charming, engaging, and even leading in social or professional settings. But this performance comes at a significant energy cost. Unlike genuine extroverts, they don't gain energy from these interactions. They expend it. They might excel at public speaking, networking events, or client meetings, appearing highly confident and outgoing. Yet afterwards, they need a substantial period of solitude to recover. For example, a CEO who delivers powerful keynote speeches and effortlessly mingles at industry events might spend their evenings quietly reading or pursuing solitary hobbies, finding immense relief in escaping social demands. This isn't faking it entirely, but rather a strategic use of their social capabilities, understanding that while they can perform, their true comfort and recharge comes from within, making them incredibly adaptable but also keenly aware of their energy limits. This shows the complex world of introversion and extroversion. These are not simple choices but a rich spectrum of human experience. Understanding these nuances helps us better understand ourselves and those around us, building more empathy and healthier connections. Which of these types resonated most with you, or perhaps best describes someone you know?